Hi everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. This is my question and answer video where I'm answering questions that you guys asked in the last Q&A video. Any questions you have today, go down below, ask me, and I'll answer them in the next Q&A video. Okay? So first I just want to start out, if you guys please could support me on my Facebook page. I'm trying to get that going and get some good help and support on there. If you guys could support me on that, give me a like, follow me, stuff like that. It would be awesome. I'd really appreciate it. You can go to my website and you can follow my Facebook from there if you want to find it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, you guys. Really appreciate your help and all your support, okay? Also, when you ask questions, you guys are doing really good about leaving your location. For those of you who don't know, if you want to ask me a question, all I ask is you give me a thumbs up and please leave the location that you're from. Because we all just kind of want to know. You guys are from all over the world. It's just really interesting to know how this affects everyone worldwide. Okay? So let's get started. First, I want to say, with love, congratulations. She went 1 year, no narcissists, on September 20th. It's been a whole year, and I bet it's been one of the best years of your life. Not saying it was easy, not saying it was great, good, happy, but just better. Happy year, okay? And the next year coming will be even much, much greater as long as you keep these people out of your life, okay? Good job. Keep going, please. So, Supergirl from Detroit, Michigan. Do you think that if I would have kept my no contacting and discarded him, I wouldn't have PTSD? So I think you're asking, like, if you discarded him instead of he discarded you and all this stuff, like how it ended, pretty much. And that makes sense. I understand, because most of this bad feelings happened right when it ended, right when he left you. But the problem is this was set up the whole time you were dating. PTSD is caused from trauma that happened the entire relationship, okay? You have parts of your brain that shrink and swell due to the trauma and the relief. So it's like good, you know, it's like good and bad, good and bad, good and bad, and that actually causes the damage to your brain that you need to heal from. The biggest time you can tell that this happened is when they leave, no matter who does it. It's when you break that with them and you really start to feel the effects of it. I'm sorry, okay? But just be glad it's over and just keep going. You'll be fine, okay? I want me back from Scotland. How do they mimic genuine empathy? How did they convince me they were the kindest, most compassionate person of integrity? I guess I was just looking in the mirror, right? Well, yeah, I mean, I made a video about mirroring. I'll put it up there. You guys check it out. It was my last video. And that is what they do. So I'm not going to get into mirroring, but how do they mimic genuine empathy? I mean, they know how to. I don't think it's a hard thing for them to do. We can all be actors, okay? It doesn't mean we're all good, but I think it's a lot easier if you don't have remorse, okay? If it doesn't feel bad to you and you don't feel like a bad person doing it, or no guilt, I don't think it's a hard thing to fool people, especially with your heart. And I was talking about this with somebody the other day. And the reason this is something that's so hard to identify is, I think, you know, it's not physical abuse, hitting, it's not sexual abuse, sex, it's emotional abuse. It's a hard thing to see. The other thing is when I was in this relationship, I wasn't thinking, yeah, I got tricked, I got scammed, all that stuff, but I wasn't thinking that there was a reward to doing that. So I didn't think, you know, I feel like somebody does that for your money, for your belongings, you know, for your job, you know, I don't see someone trying to trick you just to live with you and have sex with you and say they love you every day when they don't. I don't see a payoff. I see it now. It's ridiculous, but I didn't see the payoff. You don't understand that they're doing that because there's no payoff. If they were receiving a big pot of gold from you, yeah, you'd be suspicious, but it's hard to be suspicious about your heart. And I know that sounds funny because I just never thought that somebody, you know, someone might trick you to get your heart to rip you off or to get your trust for some other reason. I didn't see the emotional payoff to it. It's bizarre. I see it now, but I hope that helps. Anna Tiernan from Virginia, and this also kind of helps. This should help you, Donna, from Vancouver, Canada. It's kind of the same question, very similar. What is with the creepy sex? Zero intimacy, no foreplay. He was blank during the 5-minute procedure. Sometimes Cialis didn't even work. I read somewhere these could be signs of porn addiction. And yes, they are, and a lot of these people are addicted to porn. And it's very common. I've noticed it's very common for narcissists, and it tends to be a trend. It's like you kind of have sex in the beginning maybe, but it tapers off. But it seems like a lot of these narcissists won't have much sex with you, but then they watch porn, they're sexual and all that. They might even cheat on you. It's pretty crazy. And I think a lot of it, yeah, I think porn addiction could have a lot to do with it. But there's two other parts. And one is, don't forget that a lot of these people went through their own childhood trauma of their own. And they could be suffering from PTSD their entire life. That really hinders your sexual appetite and your sexual function. So that really, really, really damages that. They could be going through that. The other part is their intimacy, their connection. They don't connect with people. And I believe that the more closer you guys get as time goes on, they have more and more problems connecting and being, you know, intimate and kissing and loving and all that. They can't do it. They can't do it. So the more closer you get to actual intimate sex, making love, the more they can't do it. I wonder if that has something to do with their sexual function, or at least sometimes their sexual appetite, or just the amount of times they want to have sex with you. I think they get closer and closer to somebody. It's not that they love you, it's just they just get closer and they can't do it. They have connection problems. I wonder if that has something to do with it, but I hope that helps. Mavis Washington, how do I react when I met the narcissist in public places? So I'm not quite sure of your question. If you're saying, how do I act when I have to go meet them in public? Because you shouldn't. Unless you have children, don't talk to them, don't do nothing. How do you meet them? What do you do in case you run into them? Well, you don't have to do anything. No one's forcing you to do anything. That's the best thing to do, is nothing. Don't look at them, turn around, walk away. Right? I mean, you don't need to do anything more than that. If you feel like you need to do something more than that, then that's another thing. You know what I mean? If you feel like you just can't let them go and you've been looking for them and you can't wait to see them and tell them to go fuck themselves and they're narcissists, that's a whole other thing. But what should you do? Nothing. Don't look at them. Don't listen to them. If they acknowledge you, if they yell your name or whatever, just keep walking, walk away, ignore them. Because they're scum. They're sick. There's no reasoning in their heads. You can't, it won't do any good. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't do any good to argue with them. It doesn't do any good to fight with them. It doesn't do any good to be nice to them. It doesn't do any good to try and fool them and trick them. And nothing works. It doesn't do any good. You just be glad they're out of your life and keep them out of your life. Don't need to say anything or do anything. Okay? Ali Bartlett from East Asia. If narcissists separate a family, then do they at least love the golden child? No, they don't love anybody. So, no, they can't love the golden child. I hope that helps. I don't know how else to elaborate on that. I know you had more to say to it, but that stops right there. They don't love any children. Doesn't matter what child they are. It doesn't matter how big, short, small. It doesn't matter what gender they are. It doesn't matter. They can't love. They don't love. They aren't going to love any children. Okay? Willa Barnes from New Jersey. How do narcissists know to do the 4 stages of narcissistic abuse? So, I know, it seems like, right? It seems like they're just textbook. It seems like they're all took the same class together. It seems like they all read out of the same textbook. And it seems like they're all meet up and group together and share notes and say, no, make sure you do it just like this. Because they all do it the same. It's fucking crazy, right? Well, a lot of narcissists don't even do the 4 stages. I know a lot of people who don't get love bombed. I know a lot of people who don't get cheated on. I know a lot of people who don't get devalued. I mean, this is just a reference to go by, the 4 stages. And most of them do it, you know. But do they know to do the 4 stages of narcissistic abuse? No. This is their brain patterns, okay? This is their brain patterns, and their behavior patterns are a result of their thinking, their thought patterns. That's what I meant to say, their thought patterns. So their behavior patterns are a result of their thought patterns, and their thought patterns are like huge fucking ruts in their head that they'll never get out of and never choose any other way to do things. Okay? Genevieve from Bulgaria. What does it mean when a narcissist says, I used to not have empathy when I was younger. Now I'm very empathetic. Well, that's interesting, I gotta say. And you want me to guess on what he meant. My guess would be that he acknowledges what empathy is. He sees it in other people, and he knows we better all have it, and he knows that you don't want to mess around with somebody that doesn't have empathy. So he tells you, well, I didn't have empathy when I was a child, which most of us did not. And it's something we develop as we age. We aren't even fully developed in empathy until late teen years. But then now he's very empathetic. So, I mean, he doesn't, their biggest fear is to be exposed. He doesn't want you to know he doesn't have empathy or can't love or have remorse. So that's how he says it to you. You know, he wants to reassure you that he has empathy. That's my guess. Learn, grow, sing. What can you say to the narcissist when you want to leave to make it easier? That's a good question. Kind of like what would you do? How would you prepare yourself? Bottom line is, think about what you want. So write down, if that helps, write down, what do I want? What do I want? Well, the basic thing you want, right, is to get away from them. So everything you do, think about getting away from them. You can go back and tell them off later. You can tell their family off later. You can tell your friends what they are and expose them later. Just make sure you get away from them. So what do you tell them? You don't need to tell them anything. You owe them nothing. You deserve everything. So you do everything for yourself, and you don't worry about what they're doing, okay? You don't worry about what they're going to think or how they feel or what they do. The best thing to do is to just get the hell out of there. Plan it and get out of there all at once. Make sure you get all your stuff so you don't have to go back and ask for it. Make sure that you don't take any stuff of his so he bugs you for it. Okay? Just get out of there. Get all your stuff and leave one night, preferably when he's not around so he can't stop you. Okay? Get somewhere safe. Have a support group. And then you message him if you feel you need to, and you tell him to leave you the hell alone. And it's over. Okay? Anything you want to do and say, you can do it later when you feel better and you're stronger. It's so important. I tell people this all the time. You don't need to do this right now. What you need to do is take care of your head. So fuck what you want to say to him. Do it when you're healthy and stronger. Okay? Damon, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. I apologize. What does it mean when the narcissist says, I don't deserve you, but hoovers you back? That's full of shit when they say they don't deserve you. That is to stroke your ego. You know, say, oh, I don't deserve you. You're so great. You're so amazing. That's more valuing that it's bullshit. They never thought that they don't deserve you. They feel that they fucking own you. They feel like they deserve you and anybody else they want at the same time. That should clarify that up. Okay. Yanita from Fargo, North Dakota. So, my ex-narcissist threatens to kill me, but now we are not together. Do you think he will try? No. Biggest thing these guys are is full of shit, fucking threats. Okay? They're threats. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Don't concentrate on it because there's nothing you can do about it. If you're worried about it, make sure you're safe. But the fact is you're away from him, and that's good, and you should be okay. You should be okay. A lot of these people, especially narcissists, are just full of shit, and they threaten you, and they get you to believe it, you know, and because it's a manipulation tactic. They want you to be scared. They want you to be scared to leave them. They want you to be scared to ever call the police on them. They want you to be scared to ever tell anybody what they are. They want you to be scared to ever post something on their Facebook and expose them. They want you to be scared. They have no problem threatening your life. Nice, huh? But usually most of them are just straight pussies, and they're full of shit. Okay. Roxy Bolt from Florida. Do narcissists get worse as they get older? Typically, yes. Typically, yes. This is an illness, and the illness gets worse. Okay. I have said before that I've seen narcissists get kind of mellow, meaning that just as we all age, our hormone levels go down and stuff like that, and they tend to maybe get a little more mellow. So a lot of times, sometimes like the physical abuse will decrease some of the nasty major abuse sometimes will decrease. That's just something I've noticed. But this is an illness that does not get better, it gets worse. Okay? Carolina Rose from North Carolina. My ex-narcissist would talk and flirt with every girl he could right in front of me. Do you think he was trying to make me jealous? Absolutely. Come on. Absolutely. He was trying to get new supply. He was trying to get a new girlfriend. He was trying to make you jealous. He was trying to do a lot of shit. Okay? A lot of shit. And I have a video coming out tomorrow called Triangulation. And I'll talk about a lot of this. Okay? But yeah, absolutely trying to make you jealous. Totally. And it's just sick. It makes you look like shit in front of other people. It makes him look worse. But I know it makes you feel like total shit, okay? No, never again. Don't ever accept that again from anyone else, okay? Karen Shimura. My ex-narcissist brings his girlfriend around my children. All the things he never brought me to in 35 years of marriage. So he never did shit for you. He never took you anywhere. Never brought you to weddings and all this stuff. And now he's bringing his new supply, his new girlfriend around to everything. And you said that he says she's the greatest thing in the world. Acts like she's the greatest thing in the world. You say, I refuse to attend anything with them there. I've gone no contact since this. Is this good? Yes, Karen. Yes. I mean, I know how it feels. I know it doesn't feel good because you kind of feel like you're weak. Kind of like you're giving in. Kind of like you're giving in to him. And doing what he wants. And everything you're doing is because of him. Well, just think of it as everything you're doing is because of you. So you know how that's going to make you feel. So don't go. You know? And no one else should make you feel like you have to go. And this is your choice, not his. And you're doing it for you. He will just cause more goddamn stress in your head. So just leave it. Leave it. Don't go. Someday you won't care. And you can go. And I bet they won't even be together anymore by then. Okay? Okay. Next question. Let's see. Supergirl. Do narcissists target people they hate? No. No. They envy, and they'll target someone maybe they envy, but they generally admire the person they target at first. So we all have good qualities, you know, most of us that dated narcissists. The things they like about us are success in areas of our life, and especially relationships. So they really like the idea that we have long-lasting relationships because they wish they could, you know. They really depended on people, and people come and go in and out of their lives, and they have to leave people all the time. That gets depressing for anyone. And I think they just admire our qualities, and they love the fact, you know, that we are, you know, lovable and kind and caring and sharing and forgiving, and you know that makes it easier for them. Now they may see that as a weakness, but at first everything's really up to value, and they really value what we can do for them and what we can give them. So that it's a good thing to them. We are a great good thing at first. And they admire our qualities. And they like the things about us at first. So they don't hate their targets, or they don't want to be around people they hate. They don't want to be around people they hate. Now they end up hating us later, don't they? And they devalue us, and they leave. See? They leave. I hope that helps. I'm going to stop this video here, and for part 1, and part 2 is coming up next. Stay tuned, you guys, please. Thank you for all your questions. Any more questions you have, go down below and ask, okay? And if you answered, or if you asked me a question, give me a thumbs up, okay? If you like my answers, give me a thumbs up, okay? Help me, please. I would appreciate it. See you in the next video.